The Queen has risen to the top of the world's fame since assuming the throne in 1952. Her pictures can be found everywhere on coins, stamps, and currency. Moreover, her signature can be found on official signs and post boxes all around the country. But unfortunately, now she has passed on, yet we still have her pictures all over the United Kingdom. But will this be forever? What will change and what won't? Honestly, the process might take decades to gradually replace them with King Charles III. Some replacements can take a lifetime or never happen. So what kind of changes are expected soon, and how will it affect the nation? In today's video, we will take a clean dive into the changes you should expect in the United Kingdom after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. In addition to Jane Austen and Winston Churchill, Elizabeth II is frequently depicted on UK money and in other parts of the Commonwealth. The Queen's image may be found on every coin and banknote in the UK. However, now that she is deceased, all new coins and banknotes will include the image of the King. This change will go into effect once ministers have used up their stock and Charles is formally crowned as the King. As the government has long intended, the new currency will be created and put into widespread use as the old currency is gradually phased away. There will undoubtedly be a protracted transition between the Queen notes and our new King Charles's currency, even though the Bank of England has not yet confirmed the exact date the coins and notes will change. Another well-known item bearing the former Queen's name is stamps. In addition to unique seals with historical allusions, the usual first and second stamps will soon substitute the profile of the new monarch. When it is agreed that a portrait of King Charles will take the place of those of his mother, the plan to produce new stamps will be implemented. The old stamps will gradually be phased out and replaced with those of King Charles III, once the new ones are in use, just like the coins. Without a doubt, Elizabeth's death necessitates a reorganization of royal titles. Of course, the most notable change is Charles III, Prince of Wales, becoming king. On the other hand, Camilla, his wife, will change from Duchess of Cornwall to Queen Consort, a title last used by the Queen's mother. The former Duke of Cambridge, William, will now be the Prince of Wales, as the Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge and the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, follows in her husband's footsteps. George, Charlotte, and Louise, three of their children, will be crowned Princess and Princesses of Wales. Not forgetting Archie and Lilibet, the children of Harry and Meghan, will also succeed as Prince and Princess. The term her in the new passport's text will need to be changed to his to be appropriate for the new king. This change will only occur when passports are due for renewal after expiration, typically 10 years from the date of issue. Until then, they are still good for travel. It will be the second alteration to British passports related to a key historical event in recent years. And by the way, the Queen's name and symbols are also used in Commonwealth countries where she was the head of state, so passports will change there as well following her passing. As we all know, a Member of Parliament must swear allegiance to the governing monarch to receive a salary or be permitted to participate in national governance in the House of Commons. That's the norm. However, before that, the Members of Parliament referenced Queen Elizabeth II in the speech they had to recite. So when a new commitment is said, that will be changed to reflect the shift in sovereignty. In a small ceremony, some prominent members of Parliament, including the recently appointed Prime Minister Liz Truss, have already sworn allegiance to Charles III. The activities of the House of Lords and the House of Commons have likewise been put on hold until after Elizabeth's state funeral. There has been a long-standing custom that many British households follow on Christmas Day. The first royal Christmas message to be broadcast on television was Queen Elizabeth's in 1957. Around 3 o'clock, everyone congregates in front of the TV to watch a pre-recorded speech that discusses news and events from the previous year. For instance, in 2021, she discussed the death of her husband, Prince Philip, in her final Christmas message. Future occurrences are frequently mentioned in the speech. In her final Christmas speech, Elizabeth discussed the Commonwealth Games and her Platinum Jubilee for 2022. It will be unusual for everyone in the United Kingdom to see Charles standing where she did when she delivered the customary address. The provider can obtain a royal warrant to highlight the amazing relationship if a good or service is formally used by the senior members of the royal family. more than 600 businesses received warrants from the Queen to supply her home. Under this agreement, they are allowed to use the royal arms in their logos for 5 years. These unique emblems of recognition are used by companies including Johnnie Walker, Nestle, Twining, and Health Shop Boots. Her Majesty granted 620 royal warrants to various companies during her 70 years as monarch. The Queen's encompassed everything, including the doors to her estates and the bed linens. Everything is anticipated to change under King Charles III's leadership after the death of the Queen. The Royal Warrant Holders Association asserts that her passing nullified all warrants issued by Queen Elizabeth II. However, brands that the Queen granted royal warrants to may continue to display the royal arms for up to 2 years after her passing, but they will all need to renew their warrants. Elizabeth and Prince Philip were married for 74 years before he passed away in April 2021 at 99. His remains were interred in the royal crypt in St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle after his funeral. And now, the vault will hold Elizabeth's casket alongside Philip's. However, note that this is only a temporary solution. Once a sarcophagus is constructed to house the pair, their remains will be transferred to Windsor's King George VI Memorial Chapel. On the other hand, the remains of the previous royalty may remain in the vault for many years. Like a norm, England's national anthem is frequently sung on public holidays, sporting events, and other similar occasions. Elizabeth was mentioned lyrically in the prior version. Some of the lyrics referencing the Queen will be changed to use male pronouns to represent the new monarch. God Save the King, which was last sung in 1952 during the reign of King George VI, will once again be name of the national anthem. Honestly, after hearing King instead of Queen for so long, it will probably take some time for the English and the rest of the globe to adjust. Of course, a new monarch ascending to the throne was the most significant change following Elizabeth's death. After all, she surpassed the previous record for the longest reigning queen in the United Kingdom. Moreover, Elizabeth had the second longest overall reign, trailing only France's King Louis XIV. Following the period of sorrow and the state burial of the deceased monarch, King Charles III will be crowned as the new king of the United Kingdom. Even though he is already the monarch, the coronation is customary to recognize this formally. Luckily, it won't take long. Tradition requires that if it takes place, it will be conducted at Westminster Abbey and presided over by the Archbishop of Canterbury. You may wonder what happens to the postboxes bearing the name of Queen Elizabeth. Well, a subtle reference to the Queen has always been present on postboxes. Since she has died, King Charles is replacing the stamps and coins bearing her picture. However, this is not the case for postboxes. Postboxes have endured the test of time, remaining in place throughout the country under numerous kings and queens. But there might be a slight change. New postboxes could appear now that Charles is the king. However, they will differ slightly from the present designs. This is even if several postboxes from hundreds of years ago are still in use. They would only be removed for safety concerns, accessibility issues, or box damage. With all the changes afoot, the question is, how long do you think all these changes will take to be implemented? I leave that up to you to decide. The Queen had a long and impressive reign as ruler. Let's see what the future holds for its new ruler, King Charles III. See you next time.